What's up, my Century Units? It's the Sentiment here, so back again with another classic Royal Rumble pay-per-view review. This month marks the 25th anniversary of another classic Royal Rumble show I'm going to talk about right now. That is Royal Rumble 1998 at the San Jose Arena. Right now it's called the SAP Center in San Jose, California on the 18th of January 1998. The attendance of the show was 18,542. Royal Rumble 98 received about 300,000 pay-per-view buys, an upgrade than the 1997 Royal Rumble event. It was at the Aladome in San Antonio, Texas. The main event of that show was Psycho Sid taking on the hometown boy, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels for the WWF Championship. Shawn went on to win that title on that show, plus a fellow Texan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, one of his first of 3 Rumble matches in his career. By the way, Rumble 97 received about 244,000 pay-per-view buys. You could say 9 till day, one's got you could say a decent, okay buy rate. That's Rumble 97. Rumble 98, you could say is a good buy rate at the time, 300,000. Because Rumble 97 was the last Rumble of the New Gem era. Rumble 98 is the first Rumble of the Attitude Era. I think this is the first pay-per-view of the legendary Scratch logo. Anyway, so the commentators for the show are JR and The King. So this show is memorable for 2 things. Austin, spoiler alert, won his second Rumble match in his career. And also that infamous match in the main event. Shawn Michaels, Undertaker in the casket match when Shawn had that injury that cost 4 years of his career. So, the first match to kick off Royal Rumble 98, we got Vader taking on the artist formerly known as Goldust. I'm gonna call him Dustin Rhodes at this moment in time because he ditched the Goldust character. He ended up becoming Goldust once again later on in the year. Anyway, so after the whole storyline ended between him, Brian Pillman, and Marlena, the real life wife of Dustin Rhodes. By the way, Marlena is Terry Reynolds. By the way, after Brian Pillman died, got Dustin Rhodes basically kayfabe. I say kayfabe because I think he divorced him and Terry end up divorced later on in the I think it was later years. I don't know what year they had their divorce. Anyway, so Dustin divorced Marlena, saying like he saw someone or met someone who allows him to be himself, and that person is Luna Vachon. Dustin ended up wearing these wacky attires. I think he dressed up like a drag queen, wearing blackface, because it's the Attitude Era, can get away from murder. It's just like very goofy at the time. I prefer him as Goldust. I think he made that character work. Then he dressed up like these wacky attires, and then in WCW he ended up becoming Seven. Holy shit, man! I don't want to get into it. So anyway, at Survivor Series the previous year in November, Goldust left Vader hang and dry in the USA versus Canada. Was it 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 Survivor Series elimination match? So this is leading up this match on the pay-per-view. Then fought at the Action House the previous month's show. Anyway, it was an okay match for what it is. Wasn't terrible, but at the same time wasn't going to be like an all-star classic. It's just what it is. It's just like, it was short. The match lasted about 7 minutes. It's for the best, man. Glad they didn't drag it too long. Anyway, so Luna did get involved 3 times, like hitting Vader with her shoe without the referee noticing. In the end, this is a good spot. So Luna jumped on the back of Vader while Vader hits Goldust. I'm gonna call him Blue Dust at this moment in time because he entered this match wearing blue hair. or dyed his hair blue, same thing. But anyway, so Vader hits the artist formerly known as Goldust with the Vader bomb for the win, while Luna's on the back of Vader while Vader hit that his finisher. So anyway, it was just what it is. Okay opener. It's okay. It's an okay for a in your house pay-per-view match, but not on one of the biggest shows of the year. At the time, you spend a lot of money. Right now, we got the dawn of the network / Peacock. Anyway, okay opener. I give it 2 stars for what it is. Like, not terrible, but at the same time, not gonna be like an instant classic. It was okay for what it is, so it's just a standard match. Anyway, so the next match, this is a 6-man mini luchador match with Sonny as the special guest referee. We got Max Mini, Nova, and Mosaic taking on Battalion, El Torito, and Tarantula. Why they're still doing this mini luchador of this division in 1998. If you follow me in my WWF in 1997, 25 years later arc, I never liked this mini division. It's basically taking shots of WCW, the luchadors, guys like Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, Juventud Guerrera, Psychosis, La Parka, them lot. It's just taking shots at them. It's way better than the $1 million, was it Trillionaire Ted skits? It's just, that's another story for another time. Anyway, so, I don't like this match. It was getting, people will like it. Some people doing these reviews of the show give it 2 stars. I kind of disagree. I don't think it's that terrible. It was just like very old with the whole luchador moves. It was new at the time, but right now that's it. It's just luchador. It's just like I can't take them seriously with that height. They're about 4 feet, 3 foot. It's just like, come on now. Try to keep it short, simple. It got 7 minutes long. I think at one moment of the match, Sonny almost called a Sable, but Sonny helped I think it was Max Mini's team over the L, or was it L or Battalion's team? Anyway, Max Mini, Mosaic, Nova won this match against Battalion, El Torito, and Tarantula. Why they put this on the pay-per-view beats me. Let's move on to the next match. So, the next match is one of the not best matches, but one of the decent matches on the show. We got first of 3 championship matches on the show. The Rock defended the Intercontinental Championship against Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man. So, after DX in your house in December, after I think it was the first meeting between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, Austin forfeit the IC title belt to The Rock because Austin's focused on becoming the World Wrestling Federation champion. After that, there was moving into the whole Rock Ken Shamrock feud, and this match is the first of their series of matches in 1998. They fight on this show, they fought at WrestleMania 14. They reached the finals of the 1998 King of the Ring tournament, and also they fought on a Raw leading up to I think it was during the Deadly Games tournament leading up to Survivor Series of 1998. The roles will be changed. The Rock as the babyface because his character was over, and Ken Shamrock as the heel will end up be part of the corporation. Anyway, the match was, I say, weaker. In my opinion, it was the weakest match of their series of matches they're gonna have in later on in 1998. And I think one of the reasons why it's weaker has to be it was 10 minutes long. I wish they'd never done this mini luchador match, or a 6-man mini luchador match. I wish they give the 7 minutes to the Rock and Shamrock match. I think they'd fry better if they had 20 minutes. Or close to 20 minutes. Anyway, so besides that, I'm not saying it was a bad match. It was a decent, good match. Good you could say Rock and Ken Shamrock had some good chemistry. Members of the Nation and speaking of the Nation, I forgot that this is the start of this friction of the crack of the armor of the Nation of Domination, the struggle of power struggle between The Rock and Farouk. I'll get some more of that when I talk about the Rumble match. Anyway, so I think D'Lo Brown got involved. His foot was on or got caught on the ropes. The referee trying to free D'Lo Brown. The Rock hit Ken Shamrock with the brass knuckles and placed the brass knuckles into Ken Shamrock's tights. He was going for the pinfall. Shamrock kicked out. In the end, Shamrock hit the Rock with a suplex and pinning and become the Intercontinental Champion for the first time in his career. And then suddenly, The Rock tell the referee, that's Mike Chioda, that Shamrock is used brass knuckles. So Chioda checked Ken Shamrock and found the brass knuckles into his trunks. And they decide to reverse the decision, and Rock retained the Intercontinental title via disqualification. This leading up to the rematch at WrestleMania 14. Shamrock got pissed off, attacked the referees, including Mike Chioda, and locked Chioda with the ankle lock. So I think that it was a good finish. Seeing Rock being sneaky, planting the brass knuckles into the trunks of Ken Shamrock. Like I said, they had better matches later on in the year, but this was, like I said, if I give it star rating, I give it 3 stars. It's just what it is. They didn't have enough time. Like I said, if they didn't do that 6-man mini luchador match, I think they'll probably have a better match. Anyway, moving on to the second of 3 championship matches on the show. This is for the WWF Tag Team Championships. The Legion of Doom, the New Age Outlaws taking on the Legion of Doom. Legion of Doom, if you are a newbie of professional wrestling, the Legion of Doom is Hawk and Animal. The New Age Outlaws are Badass Billy Gunn and Road Dogg Jesse James. In November, the previous year, the Outlaws won the belts against the Legion of Doom. Then in December, they had the rematch at DX Junior House the previous month. That led to a disqualification when the Godwins got interfered. So, and then, I think it was the first Raw of the Scratch logo. It was in the tag team match, it was DX, Triple H, Shawn Michaels taking on Legion of Doom. You had the Outlaws got involved. They kind of smothered Hawk with some kind of chemicals. I think it was chloroform, and shaved his mohawk. And then Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Billy Gunn, and Road Dogg hit Animal with a quadruple powerbomb and put him through the table, and that led to Animal's kayfabe back injury. I think it was a kayfabe back injury. I don't think he suffered a back injury at the time. Anyway, so the Outlaws came out wearing Green Bay Packers t-shirts with Brett Favre's name at the back, because I do my research that's the Packers defeat the 49ers in a playoff match to qualify for that year's Super Bowl. And here's the spoiler alert: the Packers went on to fail and went on to lose to the Denver Broncos at that year's Super Bowl. That's Super Bowl 32. Anyway, it's a good way to get some heat in the Californian crowd, because I think San Jose is close to San Francisco, because the 49ers are in San Francisco. This show's in San Jose. It's a good way to get some good cheap heat. Anyway, this is similar. Yeah, this is similar to their previous match at the previous pay-per-view. No chemistry between Legion of Doom versus the New Age Outlaws. This is young versus old. Anyway, you had I think Hawk got handcuffed. By the time he get out, it was a little late. I think Road Dogg or Billy Gunn hit one of the members of Legion of Doom while they pin the other member of the New Age Outlaws with the chair. That caused the DQ and allows the New Age Outlaws leave San Jose as the reigning defending WWF Tag Team Champions. Yeah, it's just comparing the 2 championship matches on the show, the IC title match and the tag team title match. I think the IC title match's finish was a little better because it was creatively. This was just not creatively. It's just a random DQ out of nowhere. It's the way to, you could say, end the rivalry between New Age Outlaws versus the Legion of Doom. This is leading up to LOD 2000 with Sunny as their valet, plus the newest member of Legion of Doom 2000, that is Dross, aka Darren Drozoff. But anyway, I think New Age Outlaws, like, they're not over as heels. I think they got better. They got really over as baby faces when they're part of D-Generation X, because they were doing all. They start doing the whole. Oh, you never know. You better call somebody. It was not over yet. It was not over yet. It'll get over when they were part of DX. That was after WrestleMania 14. So it was. You could say the worst. I say, yeah. I say it's. I don't know. I say it's the worst match of the show. So moving on to the next match. This is the 1998 Royal Rumble match. The winner faced the WWF champion at WrestleMania 14. Not an all-time classic Rumble match, but it was fun to watch. I give it like 3 stars. It was fun to watch. You had the Iron Man of this Rumble match is The Rock. He entered this match as number 4 and lasted 51 minutes. This is also the free face of Foley Rumble match, because of Mick Foley, because he entered this match as number 1 as Cactus Jack. I think this is the pay-per-view debut or the pay-per-view return of Terry Funk as Chainsaw Charlie, because he was in the WWF before in the mid-80s, but he was an enhancement talent. He's more associated with New Japan. I think it was New Japan. It was somewhere. I think it was New Japan or All Japan. It's one or the other. Yeah, he's associated in Japan and NWA, WCW, and he just came from ECW. I think maybe at the time. I think they're still in a working relationship. I think they end up ending the relationship with the company, because what they do in their people over the years saying the Attitude Era is ripping off ECW. I don't want to get into it. It's debatable. Anyway, so yeah, Cactus Jack entered number 1. He got eliminated by Chainsaw Charlie. Because Mick Foley feud with Terry Funk in ECW. They fight again in 2006. That's another story for another time, when ECW adds a 3rd brand. Then Foley came back minutes later as Mankind, entering at number 16. Got eliminated by the artist formerly known as Goldust. Then he entered again minutes later, nearly at the end of this match, as Dude Love, entering this match at number 28. And Mick Foley is the only competitor enter a Royal Rumble match, or the same Rumble match, the same thing. He's the only wrestler to enter the same Rumble match with 3 times under different personas. I think it made it a little bit memorable, because Foley, they playing on the whole free face of Foley storyline. And also, this Rumble match is the Stone Cold Steve Austin Rumble match. I'll get to that shortly. Owen Hart entered this match at number 9. He got attacked by Jeff Jarrett, because he was the North American champion, the NWA North American champion. This is 20 years before WWE brought the North American Championship to NXT, with Jim Cornette in Jeff Jarrett's corner. This is the start of the whole failed NWA invasion. They brought guys like Dan Severn, and they formed the new Midnight Express with I think he had Bart Gunn. I think it was Bart Gunn and Bob Harley. Anyway, so Owen came back minutes later to eliminate Jeff Jarrett, and then you got Triple H in China interfere to eliminate Owen. Triple H was, you could say, he didn't compete in the Rumble match, because I don't think he suffered any injury at the time. You could tell this was a work. He's got a kayfabe knee injury. China trying to hit Owen with the crutch. Owen thwarted that, and then unfortunately he got hit by Triple H to eliminate him and attacked him. This is, I think it was a continuation or the start of the rivalry of Owen Hart. By the way, Triple H is the European champion. He did not beat Shawn Michaels. He did this whole fake match, beats him. This is years before they had that real match. They had, started their rivalry in the Ruthless Aggression era. 5 years later, it ends in 2004, by the way. Anyway, so yeah, This is lead up to Owen and Triple H fighting, trade back and forth for the European Championship. That'll be in like still in the first half of 1998 before Owen. Owen also be part of the DX Nation feud. That'll be later on in the year. So anyway, like I said, this is the Stone Cold Steve Austin Royal Rumble match. Because the storyline going into this is like Stone Cold versus the world, because Austin's got a massive target on his back, because people don't want Austin to win the Rumble match. He doesn't want don't want Austin to be in the Rumble match. Like in earlier, some segments early on the show, you had Los Boricuas thought they attack Austin, but instead they attack a member of DOA, that is Skull, one half of the future Harris twins or Harris brothers. Anyway, so he entered number 24 and eliminates 7 people. I think Austin and Hogan has the record of the most eliminations of a Rumble match, or multiple Rumble matches, because I think Lesnar is the record holder. I'm not too sure. It's been a long time. Anyway, so you had all 4 members of the Nation. I forgot to mention this, in the Ken Shamrock match from earlier. On the Go Home Raw, Shamrock was feuding with other members of the Nation of Domination. On the Go Home Raw, he teamed up with Mark Henry to take on 2 members of the Nation. I think it was maybe Karma Dilo or Karma Farouk, or Farouk or Karma was one of the others. So Mark Henry turned on Ken Shamrock and joined the Nation of Domination. And he ended up becoming Sexual Chocolate, and the rest of the history. Anyway, I forgot to mention this. I didn't like. Man, I forgot. I was like, wow, I forgot to mention this. Mark Henry's part of the Nation of Domination. Anyway, so the final 4 of this Rumble match, we got like I said, the final 4 is Rock, Austin, Farouk, Dude Love. But the other members of Nation of Domination kind of fight each other in this Rumble match. It's not like helping their fellow members, trying to eliminate other competitors in this Rumble match. It's just basically the fighting for who faced the champion at WrestleMania 14. Anyway, so like I said, the final 4 in this Rumble match is Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Farouk, and Dude Love. And, I think Dude Love got eliminated by Farouk. Farouk got eliminated by The Rock. This has led up to furthering up this situation with the Nation of Domination. It lead up to Farouk getting kicked out of the Nation of Domination. The Rock become the new leader of the group. And end up the Nation of Domination will just become the Nation. I think that's later. I think it's after WrestleMania 14. That's later on in the year, by the way. The final 2 is The Rock and Austin. They fight outside the ring. This was earlier in this match. You know in that Rock and Austin are going to be the 2 biggest stars of the Attitude Era, because you got Austin, this redneck, the rattlesnake, bald head, goatee, black boots, black trunks, flipping people off, kicking the boss's ass. And The Rock, he's the whole Rocky Maivia stuff was not, they both entered, they debuted with the WWF with crappy gimmicks. The Rock with Rocky Maivia, Austin with the Ringmaster. The Rock, he ended up doing the eyebrow raising, saying "know your roles, shut your mouth." It's just like knowing that the 2 guys are going to carry this period. They carry not just this period, the Attitude Era, but because they'll be, I think they are the catalyst of the second boom period they had, going in until they truly left the company in 2002, 2003. Rock went on to Hollywood. Austin had that ended his career in 2003 after his neck injury finished him at when he got dropped on his head by Owen Hart. So anyway, so Austin hit The Rock with the Stone Cold Stunner and eliminated The Rock to win this match and win his second of 3 Rumble matches of his career. and went on to go to WrestleMania 14 to face the champion. And I also forgot to mention this: you had Mike Tyson attending the show in a skybox. I think, yeah, like I said, this is the San Jose Arena with Shane McMahon. This is before Shane became a on-screen character. This is leading up to the next night of Raw, when Austin and Mike Tyson get each other's faces, and end up like causing this fight. And then he had Vince McMahon says, "You ruin it, damn it," towards Austin. This is still in the development process of the rivalry between Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin. So, yeah, I think it's the right choice, right call to have Austin win the Rumble match because, firstly, he won it in 1997, but unfortunately they're more leaning into the whole WrestleMania 12 rematch between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart. Unfortunately, he changed plans. So, yeah, Austin was also at the same time, he was not ready to main event because he's too new. I wish they did Austin Bret for the title at WrestleMania 13, and he had Austin on chase mode, but unfortunately that's not the case. Then went in that direction. Him winning the Rumble in '98 was good. And by the way, Austin became the third person in history to win back-to-back Rumble matches. Hulk Hogan in 1990, 91, Shawn Michaels in 95, 96, and now Steve Austin in 97 and 1998. And Austin's, to this day, his record still stands of win the most Rumble matches in 97, 98, and one more time in 2001. So, and Austin went on to lead the company into the promised land at WrestleMania 14. But yeah, it was a good Rumble match. It was also predictable at the same time. You got some gimmicks at the time. Not getting over typical soon to be new gem / Attitude Era characters like DOA and the Godwins and becoming Silver Justice, Mark Merrow, who soon to be Damaged Goods after still in his storyline with his wife Sable. You got good characters like Mick Foley's character was good, but Ken Shamrock, and also Shamrock got eliminated by The Rock. Wow, a bad night for Ken Shamrock. He thought he won the IC title by beating The Rock, but instead it was over rule because Rock planted the brass knuckles, and now The Rock eliminated Ken Shamrock at on this match. Back to back, failed to win the IC title, and they got eliminated by The Rock at the Royal Rumble match. So, anyway, yeah, it was a fun Rumble match to watch. Memorable for the free face of Foley, storyline playing into it, and also Austin winning the Rumble match. And playing this whole Austin versus the world thing. It was good to see. But yeah, I give it 3 stars of this Rumble match. Not a classic Rumble match, but it was a fun Rumble match to watch. I say it once, I say it again, fun match to watch. And on to the main event. So the main event, this is for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. We got Shawn Michaels with Triple H and China in his corner, defending the title against The Undertaker. This is a casket match. So this is their first match since the epic Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood the previous year in October. So the build up to this, you had still in this middle of this storyline between Undertaker and Kane. You had DX, add Kane into the DX group. He subclaimed Kane as a new member of D-Generation X, but instead he got DX attacked the Undertaker and Kane came to the rescue. You thought they were on the same level, but instead that played into this match. So, like I said at the start of this review, this Rumble match, this match in Rumble '98, I say infamous, but it is infamous of Shawn Michaels had that back injury that led to his 4-year early retirement. It was 20 minutes long. It happens in the early moments of the match. Undertaker hit Shawn with the back body drop. Shawn landed at the edge of the casket, not on top of the casket, and hurt his back. He didn't really sell the back injury in this match. He keep going because he didn't really feel it. I'll get more of that later on. It was fun. Undertaker, and by the way, this is Undertaker and Shawn's final match each other until a decade later. I'll get to more of that short later on. Anyway, so the match was really good. Good moments of this match, The interference was okay. It wasn't overkilling. Like, one more of the match, Shawn did the crush chop while Taker's in the casket. His legs are between the edge of the casket while the lid is still open. And Taker, like, grabbed Shawn between his ball. He grabbed him behind the balls. That was kind of a funny spot while Shawn doing the DX chop. Shawn hit the diving elbow onto Taker while Taker's in the casket. And at the same time, the casket lid is shut. Anyway, and also Taker hit Shawn with the Tombstone Piledriver, and he kind of Tombstone Piledrive Shawn in the I think it's off the ring apron and into the casket. That furthered Shawn's back injury. And also they played into the whole 1994 casket match between Yokozuna versus The Undertaker, with people like heels trying to attack The Undertaker, including members of DX. I don't think China got involved. She didn't got involved in the match between Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. It's just Triple H. You got Los Boricuas. They got involved. They're trying to eliminate Austin in the Rumble match. They came back minutes later to help Shawn to win the Rumble match. Oh, not Rumble match. The casket match. My apologies. You had the Boricuas. You had the New Age Outlaws. Maybe Mark Merrow. I'm not too sure. They're trying to beat down the Undertaker. Then out comes Kane. Kane came to the rescue, cleaning house, beating down the heels. You thought like he's gonna help the Undertaker win the casket match, but instead it was a swerve. He attacked the Undertaker and allows Shawn Michaels to win this match and retain the WWF title. Kane put Undertaker through the I think he chokeslam Taker into the casket. And yeah, Shawn won this match he won this match, retained the WWF title. The ending was cool and set up the Kane Taker match at WrestleMania 14, and also it set up Austin Shawn Michaels for the title at WrestleMania 14 with Mike Tyson as the special guest enforcer and self-proclaimed member of D-Generation X. So the ending was good to end the show. You had Paul Bearer and Kane. They basically chopped the top part of the casket, the lid of the casket, while the Undertaker's inside the casket with the axe, doused the casket with petrol, and set the casket on fire. Sorry, I'm speaking too fast, by the way. I'm trying to get on points of what I'm saying. So, yeah, I'm gonna say it again. So, yeah, Kane chopped the lid of the casket while the Undertaker's inside of the casket with the axe, and doused it and set the casket on fire and set up their WrestleMania match perfectly. So, and let's talk about Shawn Michaels' injury. He said it in his book and maybe an interview or something, like the next morning after his match with The Undertaker, he called his parents saying like he couldn't get out of bed because he couldn't feel anything in his legs, and he suffered like disc in his spine, and it's really disappointed that Shawn's going to miss out the rest of the Attitude Era, because the Attitude Era started in 1997 and ends in 2002. I never believed that the Attitude Era ends in at WrestleMania 17 when Austin's in heel, because the Invasion storyline that was still part of the Attitude Era. That's my opinion on it. Anyway, so it's a shame. I think he lost a lot of money. I think it was because I think after WrestleMania 14, they made a lot of salary, and Shawn's gonna miss out of of the boom period, the second boom period of the WWF since the 80s. It's just shame. He was part of the early months of the Attitude Era, and then after WrestleMania 14, he's not gonna wrestle again until 2002. It got me thinking that if Shawn landed like perfectly on top of the casket, maybe it will never make his epic comeback in 2002. Part of the NWO, feuding with Triple H. I don't know. There's a lot of guys he could fight. He might fight. He might have another good. It could have like probably another good rivalry with Stone Cold Steve Austin, another good rivalry with The Undertaker. Fighting guys like Kurt Angle before 2005, Jericho before 2003, 2008. See, there's a lot, there's a lot of good opponents for Shawn if he never had that back injury. And also, I forgot to mention this, I'm going to say right now that behind the scenes, right now, Triple H and Shawn Michaels are best friends. When they started DX, Triple H and Shawn Michaels hate each other because Shawn was an asshole, because the fame got in his head. And also, he was dealing with his alcohol and drugs problem. This is before Shawn Michaels became a born-again Christian. It got me think. I don't know, I think taking a break for Shawn was the best break for him. It was the best thing for him. If he didn't take that break, people say he's gonna end up like Brian Pillman, but I don't know. But don't know if he's actually a drug addict. Brian Pillman is. I don't know, but I think. I don't know what might be if he's, it's not on the same level as Stone Cold Steve Austin, Owen Hart, SummerSlam '97 when Owen dropped Austin on his head and led Austin with his neck injury. It led to Austin's neck injury. I don't want to get into it. Sorry, I was speaking too fast, by the way, but that was different because Owen got like buried politically, but it was an accident. It went a little fast, and Shawn had that back injury. What might have been? If they, if it's just what ifs. What might be if they hit the spot perfectly. So it's a shame. Like Shawn, will miss 5 or 4 years of his career, and this is Undertaker, Shawn Michaels' last match each other or together since until 2007 in a tag team match on the way out 2007. Shawn Michaels, John Cena versus Batista and Undertaker, but I'm talking about one-on-one until their epic WrestleMania matches in 25 and 26 a decade later. If I put the overall ranking, the overall matches between the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels together, I think the top 2 has to be their epic WrestleMania matches of 25 and 26. The first Hell in a Cell match at Bad Blood of 1997 as number 3. This match number 4. Number 5, I say that tag team match. That tag team match. Undertaker, Batista versus John Cena, Shawn Michaels. And also, I think the weakest matches are the first encounter at Ground Zero of 97, plus that DX Brothers of Destruction match at Crown Jewels of 2018. So, but besides that, despite of that spot lead up to Shawn Michaels' injury, I think this was the match of the night. Shawn and Taker already has good chemistry. Anyway, so my overall rating of Royal Rumble 1998, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. This was a fun show to watch. The 2 matches for me in the bad for me has to be the 6-man mini luchador tag team match and also the tag team title match between New Age Outlaws versus the Legion of Doom. That was in the bad. It was just like very uninteresting matches. The opener, I put it in the okay. Vader versus the artist formerly known as Goldust. That was okay for what it is. But the good is good. You got some decent, good matches on the show. I like the Rock versus Shamrock match for the Intercontinental Championship. That was a good finish. That was a good creative finish. I like the Royal Rumble match itself. That was fun to watch. The Free Face of Foley, plus Austin win the Rumble match, and plus the main event, Shawn Taker casket match for the WWF Championship. I think it's way better than that Taker Yokozuna match from Royal Rumble '94. That's another story for another time. So yeah, I give it a slight thumbs up. So anyway, hope you enjoy my review of Royal Rumble 1998. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button, click the like, click the bell. Subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Be part of the Central Unit for more wrestling videos and more. Next time, I'm going to review one more Rumble to end the Royal Rumble season of 2023. The start of the month, I did a poll. What classic Rumble show to kick off Royal Rumble season 2023? I'm going to do it again to end the season of Royal Rumble 2023. The Royal Rumble season of 2023. Sorry, speaking too fast. Need a drink. So your choices to end the Royal Rumble season of 2023 on the classic WWE pay-per-view series. Your choices, because I want to review a Rumble at MSG. There's two in its history. Your choices are Royal Rumble 2000. That's known for like Rock winning his one and only Rumble match, and also that epic street fight between Triple H and Cactus Jack, or or 2008, also at MSG. That's known for one thing: the surprise return of John Cena. So your choices, Rumble 2000 or Rumble '08. So for until until the votes are done, that'll be later on in the week. So this is Essential Man officially signing out, and that's my review of Royal Rumble '98. I'll give it, like I said,